Well, guys, welcome to day 3. I'm coming to you from a Starbucks again, but just different Starbucks today. And day 1, we talked about goal setting. Day 2 was creating the unstoppable why. And now on day 3, we are talking about the nuts and bolts of how we actually put this into practice. So first off, welcome, guys. I want to acknowledge you guys for showing up, for being a part of this thing. 90% of the battle is showing up. So you guys are here, you know? We made it another day. So there's 3 specific areas I want to chat about today, okay? And this is how we implement this stuff. And this is what we call, on day 3 here, the mindset of a champion. Cool? You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
So 3 areas we want to talk about. Number 1, I can't do a 1 with my pinky finger. Number 1, mindset. Number 2, strategy. And number 3, accountability. Cool? So obviously, guys, the first part of my program is mindset, because when you change your thoughts, you change your results. Most people focus on the result, so they don't get a different result in their life. But if we change the pattern, by changing the habit, by changing the thoughts, that's when we start to do that. So would you guys give me a couple shares real quick on a way in your life where you've changed your thoughts and gotten a different result? Adam, why don't you go first, my friend?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think it's kind of aligning your thoughts with your values. So for me, it's not necessarily value doesn't mean you're always meeting it, but it's something that's important to you. So I think in general, health was a value, and I think discipline in my fitness and diet and life in general is a value. So I've tried to align my thoughts more with those values, specifically the discipline. So I've been going to the gym. I moved to Colorado Springs a few months ago, and and they started a 5 a.m. workout. And I thought, well, in terms of discipline, it can be more of a lofty goal than consistently getting that 5 a.m. workout. So I'm up at 4 a.m. every morning. I was 4:15, but now it's 4, and I journal for 10 minutes. Then I have my clothes and meals already in the car from the night before because it's cold here, so everything is refrigerated overnight. And then I'm to the gym by about 4:45, and workout starts at 5. So that's been a high value as well as a goal for me. And I think mindset, part of that too is, and you've talked about this before, is your morning starts the night before. Doing that prep as soon as I get home from work, before I sit down and do anything, making sure that everything's ready to go for the next morning. And I think we all struggle with this, is there's so much that we could be doing, but setting consistent bedtime. So not only can I make sure I'm up at 4, so I try to be in bed by 9:30, so that I can be up by 4. Because it's not just getting to the workout, but actually performing well in that workout.
Yeah, dude, I love it, man. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you were really frustrated for a long time because you couldn't implement a morning routine. Am I right?
Yeah.
So, like, how did your thoughts change specifically in order to help you do that? Or what associations did you do?
I think it's more like, for me, it was a prioritization of like recognizing what was really important to me, and then aligning my thoughts and my actions to that.
Love it, dude.
So yeah, I can't say there's any magical formula. I think really the thing for me was committing to that process. And then, now I wake up at 4. I keep my phone in the other room so that I have to get up, check the alarm, no snooze button. And I am up and on the move. And
I love it, dude.
I'm at the gym, you know, it's like now it's not even a question of if I'm going to do it. It's just I'm going to do it. Some days are harder than others, but I know that's just something I'm going to do. It's something, it's just what I do now.
I love it, man. So what you did is you created a goal, you made and found that unstoppable why behind it, and then you just implemented and you started to change that, and it doesn't change over time. Remember, guys, it will take 67 days to create a new habit. They've been scientifically proven 21 days does not create a habit. 30 days does not create a habit. That's why I don't believe in doing the whole 30. I believe in doing a lot of the concepts of it. It's really hard to do, by the way, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm not knocking the whole 30. But if you do something for only 30 days, then you let off the gas, you'll go right back into that old habit. Because here's what happens, guys, is in our brains. So say we have point A here and point B right here. You following me there?
Mm-hmm.
So if I got point A and point B here, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But in our brains, that thought pattern could go all the way around here. And what happens is that thought pattern becomes a groove. It's like an old country road where those grooves are in the road, and then you just go down that path. So you're used to doing this, you're used to doing this, even though it's more consistent to go here. So therefore, when you create that new thought pattern to go the shortest distance, it's going to fill in that old groove in your brain. It's absolutely fascinating. They literally have studied thoughts, and they look like roots for a tree. So cool. I love the mind. It's fantastic. But what happens is when you create that new thought pattern, it will fill in the old one. However, if you stop before that 67 days, it's not going to happen. That's why I created my program to be 12 weeks. So it gets you over that 8-week hump. So you create that new thought pattern and fill in that old groove, because thoughts become things. And that's why it's so imperative to start with those thoughts. So another thing too, guys, is that on January 15th, 80% of people have failed their New Year's resolutions. And I think New Year's resolutions are funny because it's like, why do you need the beginning of a new year to make a decision? You know, it is great to start the year, but most people never go through this process. Because guess what, guys? I was never taught how to set goals, create an unstoppable why, find community, find accountability, all this stuff. I just knew, like, I work best in a team, you know?
Right.
But if you think about it, you guys play sports at all growing up?
Yeah.
Doesn't the coach give you a goal? We want to go undefeated this season, or we want to score X amount of points. And then he maps out the road for you. You go to practice every day. You go to the gym every day. You do this stuff. It's just, I never associated that with anything in life. And that's why I love fitness so much, is because it enables you to do that, and enables you to implement these things into your life in every single way. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, real cool.
Love it, love it. So let's talk about strategy. So you guys have a clear goal. You have the unstoppable why. We're talking about the mindset of the champion today. And part of that is strategy. You know, you can have the best mindset in the world, you can have the best goals in the world, but if you have a crappy strategy, it's not going to help you get there, right? That's why I always say 80% of this journey is what goes into your mind and into your body, and 20% is actual the strategy, like what you're going to do in the gym, what you're going to eat, you know, like how you're going to get there. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about a couple pillars of this strategy, okay? And the first pillar we want to talk about is nutrition, because, you know, you can't outwork a bad diet. So you guys all have fitness goals here. Am I right? That's what we're talking about. That's why we're here. So if you're eating McDonald's every day, you're eating Burger King, you're eating Wendy's, you know, let's face it, you're not going to hit your goals. You know, we always used to say in football, you're not going to put 87 fuel in your Ferrari, right? You're going to put 93. You're going to put the highest octane fuel in that sucker. But guess what? Your body is worth infinitely more than any car. But yet we treat our bodies like a garbage dump a lot of times. And then we wonder why we're tired and we're not sleeping good and we're stressed out. You know, they tie ADHD with sugar intake in children. Have you guys watched the documentary Heal on Netflix at all? Anybody watch that? Fantastic. Don't necessarily agree with all of it, but it's really cool to see the other side and how nutrition affects that. So what I want you guys to do is, on a piece of paper right now, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 based on your nutrition over the past 6 months. All right? And 1 would be you're eating fast food every day, And 5 would be that you consistently daily eat nutritious, vibrant foods that give you life and give you energy. So scale of 1 to 5, write it down. Where would you say you're at right now today based on the past 6 months? Sylvia, would you like to share?
Yes. Somebody, uh, somebody rang my door. Can I be the second one?
Sure. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jaime.
Okay, I would say, I would say 4.
Great. That's fantastic, man. What about you, Adam?
I'd say a 3, but probably a 4 over the past couple months. But over the last 6 months, a 3.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So let's talk about exercise now. Same scale of 1 to 5, 1 being you're sitting on the couch every day eating potato chips, and a 5 would be I get 4 to 6 workouts in every single week, and then I get at least 10,000 steps every single day. Where would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 on your exercise?
Mm-hmm.
Write that down as well.
Okay.
Sylvia, let's go back to you. Where were you at on your nutrition on a scale of 1 to 5?
On my nutrition, I would be a 3.
Awesome.
Most day I can be okay, but my problem is at nights.
Gotcha.
And exercise, I would be in a 2.
Okay, cool. And by the way, guys, I don't care where you're at today. I'm not worried about where you guys are at. I'm more worried about where you're going. When you said where you're at today, it just gives you a starting point. We're able to say and move forward from here, and also gives you something to compare to. So Adam was one of my personal training clients in Chicago. Love him to death. And you didn't like taking your pre-photos, right?
No.
But you're glad you did them now, right?
Yeah.
Because then you have something to compare it to. So like I said, it doesn't matter where you're at today. It's about where you're going. Jaime, where would you I'm sorry, Adam, we're up on you now. Where would you put your exercise at, brother?
4.
Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the goal is to get this up as high as you can, but we're going to get there. Now, number 3, I want you guys to talk about is where would you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 on your sleep? So let me give you the scale real quick. A 1 would be you get like 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And 5 would be you get at least 8 hours of sleep every night. So where would you rank yourself around that?
I would say 4.
Awesome. So you're getting about 7 hours of sleep a night, you'd say?
I'm a lot better now.
Awesome, dude. That's fantastic. What about you, Sylvia?
And a 3.
Okay, so you're getting a 6-ish? Got it.
Between 5 and 6.
Okay. Adam, where you at, my friend?
Yeah, about a 3, but not even very restful. Not restful sleep. So I went to see a doctor for that.
Gotcha. Guys, we are chronically sleep deprived in America. You know, and I'm not going to even lie. I get about 6.5 hours of sleep. It's been one thing I'm really working on, getting up to that 7.5. Guys, too, when you set a goal with sleep, if you're at 4 hours of sleep right now, you can't set the goal to get to 8. Get 4.5, you know, bite off a chunk that you can chew. Okay. So guys, I wanted you to rank sleep, but now let's do the flip side of it. And that is rest, because rest and sleep are different. Resting is taking a nap when you need it, because you don't have to get your 8 hours of sleep in one chunk. You know that, right? The sleep research out there is fantastic. You guys know every hour less than you get from 8 hours increases your chance to get sick 10%. Because what it does, it taxes your immune system. Guess what, guys? Those germs are always there. Even when you get on a plane and people wear that mask, those germs are still there. But your immune system is what keeps you from being sick. So when your immune system gets deprived, that's when we actually get sick. Pretty fascinating, right?
Yeah.
So where would you guys rank your rest? Taking a nap, watching some Netflix, reading a book, going for a walk, you know, just unplugging. Where would you say you're at with your rest on a scale of 1 to 5?
Okay. I would go with 3.
3? Cool. Sylvia?
3 as well.
At
3?
2, I think.
Okay, cool. So, guys, we're doing this for a reason because I want us to be able to come back from here 90 days from now and be able to say, I was at a 2, now I'm at a 3. Like, I don't care if you guys, like, the goal isn't perfection here. The goal is progress. Remember that. All right? And then, remember, guys, like I said on Monday, the easiest way to lose body fat is to get enough sleep and to drink enough water. But remember, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. So where would you rank your hydration on a scale of 1 to 5?
I would say 4.
Awesome. Sylvia?
At
A 2? All right, so we got to focus on one thing, guys. So what I want you to get from this call is if you just pick one of these 5 things, you obviously have your number written out. Pick one thing to get better at. So this week, I want you to get better at that one thing. Cool? Because you can't change everything at once. You have to change. When you change a pattern and a habit in your life, if you try to change them all at once, you get overwhelmed. Because you can only, it's called replacement theory, where you literally can only change one habit at a time. Have you guys ever read the book The Power of Habit by Robert Duhigg?
Some of it.
Highly recommend it. Fantastic book. I'm reading it for the second time again. And that's what he talks about. Like, literally, we can only change one thing. That's why people get overwhelmed when it comes to weight loss, where it's like, just pick one. Have a client right now, figured out she kept hitting her snooze button every day. Like Adam, what he did, put it in the other room. You can't hit snooze then. So because she was hitting snooze, she'd lose about an hour every morning. So all I have her focus on is not hitting her snooze. And here's the cool thing in The Power of Habit. They talk about in marketing. Adam, you'll love this, man. Marketers, they use a cue. They use a cue that creates a pattern, then they give you a reward. So for example, like a smoking ad, they'll use the cue of like hanging out with your friends or looking cool, like picking up the girl. And then they create the habit, and then they give you a reward that people are going to be there still as well. So the same thing happens with you guys. You got to change the cue and then give yourself a reward. So when you don't hit the snooze button in the morning, wake up and celebrate. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. So those 5 things, guys, you got nutrition, exercise, sleep, rest, and water. Pretty cool, right? Guess what I'm gonna give you guys in your recap email tonight. A little graphic of those 5 things. I call them the Forse 5. I didn't come up with this, by the way. I just happen to have an F in my last name, so it sounded good, right? So let's talk about the last piece of this today, guys. We got mindset, we got strategy, now we got accountability. And this is accountability / community. So let me get some shares real quick from you guys. And tell me about one time in your life, and it doesn't have to be in fitness necessarily, but when has been one time in your life where being in a community has helped you change something, whether it's your income or your relationships or whatever it is? When has being in a community and having accountability helped you change a certain outcome in your life?
There you go.
in my showing in my business, being around like-minded people, it like gave me courage to do many things.
Love it. And what specifically, Sylvia?
To write to prospects, to do follow-up calls. Alone I couldn't do it, and when I was with them, I had courage.
I love it. That's fantastic. Love it. What about you, Adam?
I'd say right now, the 5 a.m. group at my gym, if you skip a workout, you'll hear about it the next time you show up.
That's great. That's the good peer pressure.
Yeah, it's good to have a community of people in a good-natured way who will put some positive pressure on you to show up.
Love it. What about you, Jaime?
I think it's happening. Well, it's happening right now. I'm part of a community. We're in a neurolinguistic programming certification.
Love
So
it.
2018, I started to be involved more in that community.
Okay.
I noticed the difference that makes when I have people that think the same, but also that support. So
Love it. Because guys, here, remember the 4 steps to change your life. And this is whatever, whether it's your fitness. Let go of your excuses. Number 1. Number 2, find a coach or a mentor. Number 3, have a proven strategy and system that works. And number 4, and this is the secret sauce that gets you through the tough days, have community and accountability. That's the key, guys. And like I shared yesterday in my story, this is what got me to hit my fitness goals, was I just started putting myself around people who were in better shape than me, who had what I wanted, either have more income, they have better relationships. Because guys, guess what? I'm not going to take advice from a broke financial planner, right?
mm-hmm.
You know, if you've been divorced 5 times and you're still single, I'm not going to take marriage counseling from you. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that you can't change, but like, if you have a result, chances are you're doing something right. So if you see someone who's in shape, they're probably doing something right. Their habits are giving them a result, you know? So find what that person's doing, whatever it is. It's the shortest path to success. Like, we always try to go through trial and error, myself included, beat my head into a wall. But when you find someone who has what you want, just go follow them and do what they do. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And that's the power of accountability and community. So, guys, what has been most helpful so far today? We've been on here 22 minutes so far. So what's been most helpful?
The numbers of the 5 things you told us to rate.
And what about that? Is it getting some numbers to it?
Yes. Like, if you don't put a number, you're like, I'm okay. No, okay.
We used to say in football all the time, the eye in the sky doesn't lie. Like, when you have film that watches you, and this is the same thing for yourself. When you put numbers to something, it gives it something that you can actually track. Pretty cool. What about you, Jaime? What's been most helpful?
Yeah, looking at numbers.
Okay.
It's interesting because we've been doing numbers like my percentage, how many pounds I want to gain and muscle, and then it's that the numbers, it's seeing the numbers. Because I'm more visual, but seeing it and thinking is like, wow. It makes me realize the areas I need to work on, and it's it creates like I don't know how to say it, but it creates like a reflection. It's like reflecting what I've been doing the past 6 months.
Love it.
So yeah, that's good.
Fantastic. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, I think echoing what both people just said, I think it's I think in general, we're talking about self-awareness, right? So understanding what the problem is. You can't assign a solution unless you know what the problem is. So not necessarily like in a negative way, but okay, here's where I'm measuring it out, and then set an action to address those things.
Love it, man. So if you guys are watching this on the replay, post in the comments below right now what was most helpful, all right? And number 2 on this, guys, is what is your action step for the week? How are you going to implement these things we talked about today? Ladies first, Sylvia, why don't you share with us?
It's hard for me to choose one of the 5.
Just pick one. Just pick one.
I want to do all of them, but I know I can't.
Yeah.
I think hydration. Like, even now I feel like the need of drinking water.
Yeah. Love it. That's perfect. Pick that. Just get better at that, okay? Jaime, what about you, man?
Resting.
Okay. And how are you going to implement that?
I want to give myself every let's say every day, at least in the morning 10 minutes and at night 10 minutes, just to disconnect, do some meditation.
Great.
And also yeah, that's what is gonna help me.
Love it. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, I would say rest as well. I canceled a social commitment I had tonight as much as I wanted to. I just came back from a work trip and haven't had a chance to decompress from that. So
Yeah.
after this call, I'm going to do just that, like some purposeful rest. Just everything can wait.
Yeah. I love it, man. Remember, guys, when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And likewise, when you say no to something, you're also saying yes to something. So when you say yes to the pizza every day, guess what? You're saying no to your abs. And when you say, no to drinking, for example, you're saying yes to feeling good in that workout the next day and things like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So would you guys like to know how to continue this transformation once this challenge is over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So as you guys know, I have a 12-week program that I've designed to help you guys do this. And this is a program designed around the 4 pillars of mindset, nutrition, fitness, and then community and accountability. So helping you guys to have all those pieces in place to enable you to do this thing after these 5 days are up. Because unfortunately, you can get a lot of really good information in 5 days, but guess what, guys? It's that 67-day mark that you got to get through in order to hit that and to really hit your goals, So remember, information without implementation will never equal transformation. So we have all this information, but if we don't implement it, if we're not an action taker, it's not going to actually change us. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing, though, guys, is that this program is not for people who just want a quick fix, people who just want to, try something else. You can get the tools to change your life in 5 days, but unfortunately, it doesn't happen because it takes 90 days, 67 days specifically, but it takes 18 months of doing something to make it permanent, where it's in your life forever, and then you don't have to think about it. So that's what it is. It's for action takers. It's for people who want to truly change their life. My why, guys, is to empower people to become high achievers, to discover their purpose, truly maximize their life, and master their body. And that's what my why is. So on my hard days, I think about you guys. I think about the people that if I stay in my comfort zone, who I'm affecting. And because we all have challenging days. But when you put that into practice, when you put that and implement that, that's when you start to change it. So Jaime, think about your nephew, man, on those days. Sylvia, think about that why. Adam, think about that why. Make it bigger than yourself, because we're all hardwired for community. So I would love to invite you guys to apply for this program if you're interested for that. So send me a message or drop it in the comments and just say you want to apply for that, and I'll send you over the process to do that, because I would love to have people who are action takers who show up as part of this, and I'd be honored to have that. So would you guys like to hear our assignment for the day? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Awesome. So remember, today was all about the mindset of a champion. So this is all about today, like Adam shared, how to implement a morning routine. Because remember, when you change your thoughts, you change your habits. When you change your habits, you change your patterns. When you change your patterns, you change your results. And the best way to change a thought is to do it every single day, and to do that in the mornings. So what I want you guys to do is start doing what's called the morning cocktail. You guys know what that is?
Yeah.
So Sylvia, this is really going to help you with your hydration. So what this is a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and you're going to have this all in the email. Don't you worry. Don't think you have to write this all down. Half a fresh squeezed lemon, and then you're going to do a dash of cayenne pepper. And what this does is has about 80 different health benefits to it, but it kickstarts your metabolism. It gets you hydrated. It wakes your blood up. That's true as well. And you start to feel better throughout the day. Because remember, a lot of times we feel tired because we're lacking hydration. So that is your way to implement a morning routine. Remember, guys, those 5 things we want to change. It's the fitness, exercise, your sleep, your rest, and your water. So we want to pick the first thing, implementing in our morning routine, is the water. Now, for bonus points, if you implement gratitude as well, like we did day 1, that's your bonus points. Cool? So you guys in for that?
Yeah, I'm smiling because I've had the advantage of knowing Nate for a while, and I mix up my Forse cocktail in a big container on the weekend, and then put it in my water bottle and drink it on my way to the gym. As I drive to the gym in the morning. So it worked.
And what's been your results, man?
You mean in like weight loss or just what is in general? Yeah, well, I just got done with the contest where I lost 12 pounds and gained 3 pounds of lost 12 pounds of fat, gained 3 pounds of muscle. So cocktail is a great way to start the day.
Let's go. So that's one small thing to implement your morning routine. Because remember, guys, how you start your day is a lot of the times how your day goes. So the people that have the worst day ever, they woke up, they probably hit their snooze button, then they stubbed their toe, and then someone cut them off in traffic, and then their secretary didn't say hi in the right way. And guys, your day is always going to happen. But how you show up is always in your control. So starting a morning routine, if you get this from this whole thing, if you just implement this morning routine, I will be so happy. Cool? So that is how our lesson for the day, that's the mindset of a champion. And our way to think, you guys, is I want you to write out your gratitude tomorrow and then send it to one person. So write out 1 to 3 things you're grateful for and just text that to one person. It could be for that person. Like, Adam, I'm so grateful for you. You know, Sylvia, I'm so grateful for you because you light up my day, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Hi, man, I'm grateful for you too, man. Don't think I'm leaving you out here, all right? So the way to move, guys, that's going to be our workout. How'd you guys enjoy the workout from last night? You get that done today?
Oh, wow, that was something.
Cool, man. Love it. And by the way, use those workouts, guys. You got them. You know, whenever you need a quick workout, whether you're on the road, you just don't have time throughout the day, use those as a resource, okay?
Yeah.
And then what I got for you guys for the way to eat is incorporate eating 8 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Now that sounds like a ton, but like a handful of spinach, that's 1 serving. So you put that in your omelet in the morning, good to go. Eat an apple, there's 2 servings right there. Cool? Also, fruits and vegetables are so important because guess what you're doing? You're eating your water as well. A lot of people eat dry foods all the time. They don't drink enough water because they're not eating foods that have water. I mean, a cucumber is like 97% water. And guess what your body is, by the way? 70% water. So it's kind of important. So the recipe I got for you guys is one of my favorite side recipes. It's called buffalo chicken cauliflower. So it's cauliflower that tastes exactly like buffalo chicken, and it is fire. F-Y-A. It is fire. So tell me, guys, what was most helpful today?
I think the point about creating one habit at a time is important because I think behavior change doesn't come easy. So if you can focus on yourself up about having the perfect life, but doing one of those things at a time, I think that makes all the difference.
Love it. Jaime?
Let's see. I have my notes.
Note takers are history makers.
So I guess knowing that in order to get to a high level, I need to get out of my comfort zone and develop a system as well.
Love it. Systems are key, man. And what about you, Sylvia?
For me, realizing how I said before my numbers, but most of all, the same.
Did we lose her?
So.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully she comes back on. But guys, that was all I had for you. I will see y'all tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And remember, if you guys want to apply for that program and continue this journey afterwards, drop me a comment below. Let me know. I'm in, Nate. I got you guys. So check your emails tonight. All that good stuff is coming for you. And I'm just proud of you guys for showing up. I want to acknowledge you guys as well. All right?
All right.
Thanks, Nate.
Peace. Love you guys.